Throughout the country, the company's cheerfully colored vehicles mean pure fresh milk delivered without fail to millions of people every morning of the year. Most of us would find it very hard to get through the day without it in one form or another. But how often have you thought about the vast organization that must lie behind it all? Then, in 1858, a young man called George Barham opened his first milk shop off Fetter Lane. He was appalled by the conditions in the Victorian milk trade, and determined to improve the standard of milk, he began bringing it in from the country daily by rail. Once filled, the churns are stacked on a loading platform to be picked up by one of the company's milk collection vehicles. The farmer knows these drivers well and respects them too, for like farming, there's no stopping on account of the weather. If the milk were not collected daily, the dairies would not get their supply, and the farmer would be left with milk on his hands which might be wasted. So it's not surprising that the milk collection driver is always welcome. When conditions are really bad, he may be the only link with the outside world for days at a time, and the farmer knows that if he can't get through, then nobody can. The milk is produced in the best dairy country, far from the cities where the demand is greatest. So, from the farm, the churns are taken to a country creamery, from where the milk will be dispatched in bulk to the towns. Behind its picturesque setting, the company's creamery at Staplemead near Frome in Somerset contains some of the most modern machinery in the country. As the lorries arrive, the churns are loaded onto conveyors where this machine loosens the lids. The next step is to get the milk cool and fresh to the city, which may be 300 miles away. This can be done by road, and a fleet of over 60 tankers of up to 3,300 gallons capacity each cover between them 5 million miles a year. Alternatively, the milk can be dispatched by rail, and this creamery is one of many with its own sidings. Express dairy churn collection lorries and bulk road and rail tankers are a familiar sight. Now, by rail and by road, the milk begins its journey to the bottling dairies in the cities. A night run in foul weather, and this run will arrive at the dairy early the next morning. The bottling dairy is the hub of the milk industry and can produce over 500,000 bottles of milk every day. It is equipped to receive the milk from both road and rail tankers and to pipe it direct into storage tanks. However, before the milk can be accepted into the dairy, it must first be tested and passed by the laboratory. So a sample is taken with a sterilized ladle from each tanker as soon as it arrives. But of course, first we need empty bottles. These are brought into the dairy each morning from the rounds and unloaded 24 crates at a time by forklift trucks. The next stage is for the bottles to be loaded in bulk onto milk delivery lorries and taken to individual branches in and around the cities. Each bottling dairy serves some 20 retail branches, and here again mechanical handling is put to the best advantage in transferring the milk to the cold room. The whole organization is designed so that the period between collection from the farm and delivery to the customer is kept as short as possible. Furthermore, to ensure absolute freshness, the temperature of the milk is continually maintained at a few degrees above freezing. And now the salesman, the last link in the chain, loads his familiar vehicle before setting out on his journey. He has to have a good knowledge of all the dairy products he carries, and the company operates its own training centers for this and all other branches of dairying. To thousands of people all over the country, the express milkman is almost a member of the family, for many of his customers have known him since they were children. A service of 20 or 30 years is the rule rather than the exception. No list of dairy products would be complete without eggs, and the company collects more than 2.5 million every week from the best poultry farms in the country. At the packing station, the floors. Then automatically graded and stamped. With this system, the fresh eggs can be sent away to the cities and towns with the minimum delay.